Hi guys, I'm Shmi, and today the GT8 makes a return. This is kind of the last part of the Road to GT8 series. Now I know that sounds a little bit strange given I've already got the car and even had it on display at the Autosport show at the NEC, but today I'm back at Topaz Detailing because we need to finish the PPF, the paint protection film on the car. So it's kind of surrounded by a lot of Ferraris right now, and it's also really rather windy, so I apologize for that. But the GT8 is here because we did the protection film around the front, the wings, the bonnet, the skirt, and a bit of the diffuser, but we didn't do the doors, the rear wing, the rear quarter, and the roof and the wing, and the other sort of parts of it. So we're going to complete the car, complete the full body paint protection film, so that it's protected from getting scratches, getting swirl marks, small little dinks, stone chips, all of the usual, especially after we detailed the paintwork. Now I've driven it a little bit. We've got about 193 miles on the clock at the moment, but I've avoided basically washing it, which is why it's moderately filthy right now. As you can see, because it's got all these things like the cutaways that just mean dirt gets thrown up and spewed around everywhere. But we're going to move the car in now, start off with a little wash, and then afterwards I'm going to head inside and show you another car that's lurking that is really very special. So let me come around, jump in, fire it up, because GT8 noise is always ever so lovely. Oh, it's 198 miles there. Key in. There we go, right. I love the sunshine on the cobalt blue. So this is sort of part of why we do the detailing and paint protection film, just to keep it looking so good in the future. I mean, my cars go on lots of events, trips, rallies, places where there are lots of people around and different things that can also damage them, which is why we protect them. And it does such a good job. Topaz are the best in the business. So this car here, as always, to be done. It's snow foam time. This is always so funny. I know I've shown it before, but I love how it makes the car look. Jokes. And that sort of loosens up everything, so that when you then wash the car, it washes properly, get rid of all the dirt. Obviously needed in this instance. So the car's gonna finish up being washed. I've shown the process before, you can check that out. And then we're gonna take it round to the other side. And while we're here, double Zonders. In she goes. The car's inside the new unit then, so I've shown you all around this location before, but it's going to be worked on. I'm going to leave it for the moment and catch up with it again a little bit later on. Unfortunately, I really wanted to show you something that is right behind me, or right behind you. It's there, but unfortunately I can't this time. We're back and progress has been going pretty well, so I want to come in and show you basically what's going on here. And the first thing you might notice is there is no grille right now, and that is because when the grille is installed, it's very, very tight to the bodywork and it makes it rather difficult to get through. So I'll come around quickly and show you that. It's in here at the moment, but by removing the grille, which is quite easy to do on the car, it means you can basically wrap this as multiple parts to get every edge. For example, that sort of vertical strut in the middle is going to be a complete pain otherwise. Another thing we're going to do with the protection film is the door sills here. So I opted to have these in carbon fiber from the factory, and with a car like this, when you're regularly taking passengers in and out of the car, they might not necessarily be so vigilant with the sills as, let's say, I would be myself. So this could well end up getting scuffed, and it's quite nice to put protection film on it to keep that looking perfect too. Technically, I suppose you could do the whole door cards and everything, but that would be a little bit overkill. Now, on the car so far, just by way of an example, and it would help if I closed the door properly, by way of an example of sort of telling what's done and what's not done, the roof has already been installed, just being sort of wrapped now around the front sort of lead edge. You can see the film sort of tucks in neatly there, and that means that you're not going to get a stone chip right on that front edge. You know, various places up there, down here on the A pillars, it's all sort of tucked in quite neatly. The mirrors will be done as well, of course. This being a very awkward shape means you need sort of different patterned parts of protection film, but the patterns are all done now to sort of wrap in, and when it's sort of settled, the film will wrap in through the edges, basically to customer demands, to make sure it's all sort of as perfect as possible and every part of the car is protected. So here we already had the bonnet, the wings. We've now got the roof, the A-pillar through to the quarter, the door, the sills were already done. And then coming around to the rear, again, parts of the carbon fibers done now. Basically, you do everything. And by doing the carbon, it still sort of keeps the look, while knowing that that's not going to get scratched as well. And I'm quite looking forward to the wing being done. But I'm going to draw attention quickly to this Rolls-Royce Phantom drop head coupe. This is a very special one. It's a one-off customer commission from Rolls-Royce in Goodwood. It's called the Harmony. It's the last drop head coupe delivered through Rolls-Royce Manchester, sister dealership to McLaren Manchester, where my cars are from. It's finished in a very distinct black and white colour scheme, inspired by Coco Chanel, who said that all clothing could be in two colours, black and white. So everywhere you look through the car, you've got those sort of two colours, the black with the white pinstriping, the dual pinstripe all the way down the side of the car, the white around the bonnet and the front grille, the white tyre stripe around the ring of the tyre, and coming through to the interior too. Those two colours continued through the car. And I've also just had a quick glimpse at a very nice video that's been made about this car, particularly sort of smart finish. I quite like how that's turned out. And then, as usual, surrounded by some rather nice cars around and about in here to wander through, especially are they 4 litre GT3 RS, a couple of nice cars in the handover bay area, and obviously we've had a full look around everywhere here in Topaz before. It's always nice seeing quite how much cool stuff is in, keeping my car in very, very good company. So work's going to continue on this, getting the entire sort of thing done before we have the sort of final preparation stages and touches, to make it all, well, be prepared to go out and look wonderful at the end. Let's come and have a quick look at the installation process, and that's going to involve the carbon fibre aero kit rear wing. So this is kind of an interesting piece, bit of an ironing board at the back of the car, but it's been sort of cleaned, fully prepared, so there are no particles or anything that's going to be caught under the film. Then it gets the slip solution installed, sprayed onto it, that you can see at the moment before the material is back rolled, and allowed to sort of gently stick in place just to make the process a little bit easier. And then a different type of solution will be used afterwards to hold it down in place. That gets back rolled along the wing then. So the slip hold it down and then some more on top so that you don't end up damaging the material in any way with the squeegee when you go over the top of it. A bit of the stick solution is sprayed underneath just so that corner can be positioned correctly and then held in place for the rest to work out from there. Squeegee it all out, remove any sort of water underneath, across the whole surface. All squeegeed out. And what happens when you do that is the film sort of sticks to the surface underneath. Wipe it down. And fast forward, all of the PPF has been installed. That last bit of the wing has been wrapped around. We'll head over there and have a look in a second. The grille is back in, and this is now time to do the final sort of touches to prepare the car, remove all the sort of water drops that come from the process of installing PPF. Obviously with the grille back in, going around it, just making sure everything is really neat and tidy. And it is very cool that this actually has PPF on it all the way around. Obviously a rather awkward shape if you think about every sort of the way material can't necessarily bend all the way around it, but it's been wiped down, all of the windows, the glass cleaned of course, the interior fully cleaned. Coming towards the back, even the sort of end plates have PPF on that sort of wraps around onto the leading edge, and that bit I mentioned earlier that comes around onto the underside. Basically, all just about nearing final sort of completion, come to the inside. All the sort of surfaces being done. As I mentioned earlier, we've got protection film on the carbon sills, on the door sills, every surface tidied up and fully prepared and made to look rather nice and clean and shiny. It's kind of like you don't want to take it outside though when this has been done because it's all so perfect. Although I will be and I will be enjoying it. Now, I think I mentioned earlier in the video, but obviously I wanted to make sure the car had full PPF on it before I take it on proper adventures, before we go exploring Scotland, maybe Wales, those kind of locations where the weather is less than perfect, and I didn't want to get it covered in stone chips. So we had done a little bit before now, but now it's really going to be ready to go out and attack the roads. It's kind of interesting because obviously you have different products for everything, different products to clean the wheels, the brakes, the lower parts, the headlights, the glass, the interior, and the whole team here working to crunch through it as effectively as possible. Interesting combo with the grey and the gold. More refinement going on over here. Lights to assist every little bit of detail for the perfect finish. And we're done. The car is looking magnificent. It is so nicely, perfectly clean, and now fully paint protection filmed and ready for the road. This thing is basically me in a car, and because of all of my traveling recently and the weather here in the UK, the car has not yet been driven that much, but now it's ready to go out and be driven and used properly, and that is definitely my intention, as I said. So stay tuned and watch this space for the adventures, but this kind of brings the road to the GT8 to a complete conclusion. The car is now here, 100% ready, exactly how I want it, and ready to go and hit the roads and hit them properly when I've driven it a little bit more to get the run-in mileage done, of course. But I've been kind of loosely enjoying it, but worrying a little bit if it was going to get damaged in any way and the paint wasn't going to be protected. No more do I need to be bothered about that. We're going to go outside, have some fun, enjoy it, but that brings this one to a close. Big thanks to Topaz for getting this sorted in time, as always, for me to go off on my next adventure. It is now time for the Geneva Motor Show, and there's a lot more in store. That is it for now, though. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you're looking forward to the next adventures with this as much as I am, but this time it's the FF off to Switzerland. So thanks very much. I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers.